Welcome back to English from A to Z, English in real life. Today, we're getting into something real, something important. We're talking about the brutal truth about modern relationships.
You know, in today's dating world, we hear it all the time. Just follow your heart. Love conquers all. But what if that's literally the worst advice you could possibly get? It's a tough pill to swallow, but as relationship expert Matthew Hussey puts it so bluntly, love is not all you need.
Okay, so that just begs the question, right? If love isn't enough, then what is? What's the missing piece of the puzzle that turns a confusing, frustrating situation into a real, thriving partnership?
Well, you're in the right place because we're going to break it all down. This is your roadmap. We're going to cover why love just isn't enough. We'll walk through the 4 levels of any relationship, and we'll talk about the huge dangers of getting stuck in level 2. Then we'll get into the conversation you're probably avoiding, what real compatibility looks like, and the one thing that holds it all together, your own self-worth. All right, let's kick things off with this huge, dangerous assumption that so many of us make. It's this idea that we can somehow fix our partner. You know, we see all this potential in them, and we think, oh, if I just love them harder, if I'm just patient enough, they'll become the person I need them to be. But let me tell you, that strategy is pretty much destined to backfire.
Matthew Hussey has a fantastic name for this. He calls it the one-day wager. And wow, what a perfect phrase. You're literally staking your most valuable assets, your time, your energy, your happiness, on the hope that someone else will change down the line. It's a massive risky bet on someone's potential instead of their reality.
So, to stop ourselves from making that risky bet, we need a tool, right? A way to see where a relationship really stands right here, right now. And that brings us to his 4 levels. It's a beautifully simple framework for a super complex problem. Okay, so here's how it breaks down. It all starts at level 1, admiration. That's where you like them, but they don't really feel the same way. Then you get to level 2, mutual attraction. The chemistry is there, it's shared. Level 3 is commitment. This is where you both decide, okay, let's build something. And the ultimate goal, level 4, is compatibility, where you realize, hey, we actually work really, really well as a team.
Now, you might think the big victory is getting to level 2, right? The mutual attraction part. But that's where you'd be wrong. Level 2 is actually the most dangerous level to get stuck in. When you find that shared chemistry, it feels like you've struck gold, like you found the Holy Grail. But that feeling is precisely the trap.
And here is the absolute key difference. Level 2 is just an experience. It's all about the thrill, the connection, the chemistry, the potential. Hussey uses this amazing metaphor. He says it's like a beautiful plot of land. You can stand there and imagine the incredible castle you could build on it. But level 3, commitment, that's the actual relationship. That's when 2 people decide to pick up the tools and become builders together. One is a feeling, the other is a project. And this is so important. This isn't just about the first few weeks or months of dating. Oh no, you can be trapped in level 2 for years. It applies to any situation where your core needs for commitment, like say exclusivity or marriage or having kids, just aren't being met, even if you've been together for a long time. So if you feel like you're stuck on that plot of land, but you really want to start building the castle, how do you do it? Well, there's only one way forward. You have to have the conversation. You know, the one you've been avoiding because you're scared it'll mess up the good vibes. And here is the complete mindset shift you have to make. The purpose of this conversation is not to ask for their validation. It's not about, so do you like me or what? Nope. The goal is to communicate your standard for how you invest your precious time and energy. Here's a script that just nails it. Listen to the wording. I'm investing a lot of time and energy, and I need to reevaluate how much I'm giving to this. See how it's all about your choices? And then, this brilliant part, if you're not, that's totally okay. It gives them an easy out and takes all the pressure off. This is truly a masterclass in real-life communication. It's so powerful because it's not an ultimatum, it's a statement of self-worth. You're just calmly explaining that your energy is a valuable resource, and from now on, you're going to be intentional about where it goes. The whole focus shifts from their feelings to your standards, and boom, the power is back in your hands.
Okay, so that's the theory. Sounds good, right? But let's look at a real-world example of this principle in action. I'm talking about a text message that is just pure genius.
So this is a text that Matthew Hussey actually received from his now wife, Audrey, way back when they were in a level 2 situation, and he was being kind of flaky. After being distant, he sent her one of those low-effort, I miss you texts, and instead of saying, I miss you too, she sent this. Just take a second and let that sink in.
So why is this so mind-blowingly effective? First, she immediately calls out the disconnect between his words and his actions. Then she uses this incredible phrase, rightly or wrongly, which shows so much humility. It's not an attack, it's an observation. She simply refuses to mirror affection that isn't backed by real effort, and instead, she shines a huge spotlight on what's really going on. This feels more like a bid for attention than a real connection.
Okay, so even if you have that tough conversation and you successfully move to level 3, you get the commitment. The journey isn't over. For a relationship to really last and be happy, it has to reach that final stage, level 4.
So what exactly is compatibility? It's not about liking the same movies or food. It's about this. Can you get your fundamental needs met in this relationship? Does it feel fundamentally easy? That doesn't mean you never have arguments, but it means that your day-to-day existence together isn't a constant struggle. You can just be you, and it works.
And this, my friends, brings us to the very foundation of everything we've talked about. The ability to have these conversations, to set these standards, to walk away from a situation that isn't meeting your needs, it all stems from one single place, and that's your self-worth. I want you to think about it this way. Out of the 8 billion people on this planet, you were given one primary job, to take care of this human, yourself. This changes everything because it reframes self-love from some vague feeling you're supposed to have into a concrete action, a responsibility.
And when you truly see it as your job to be your own caretaker, the choices you make become crystal clear. A good caretaker would never, ever let someone get close to the person they're protecting who makes them feel confused or unseen or just plain undervalued. You wouldn't let them hang around on a plot of land with someone who has no intention of building.
And really, that's the final question that this whole thing boils down to. It's not about finding the right person. It's about being the right caretaker for the incredible person you already are. So, I'll leave you with this. Are you?